Hey everyone, it's Rajenku here. I just got done playing the Digimon Nationals, and it was a lot of fun. But there was a lot of different decks I played against, and by that I mean Security Control and then Gabumon. So I brought my own kind of version of Security Control to try out and everything. And anyways, I wanted to share that with you because it's very unique and different. And that's one of the things that I kind of pride myself in doing. So without further ado, here is the deck. So at the Nationals here, I ended up getting 63rd place out of 800 and I believe it was 23 different players. And I was running Security Control myself. And with this deck, it was a lot of fun. It was definitely different. And I'll just kind of get into it and explain it as we go here. So. First of all, we have the 4 Securimimi. This is pretty much standard for anybody that's trying to attack early in the game. More or less, that's kind of the goal here. And I'll get to the rookies here momentarily, just to kind of give you a better explanation of all that. So yeah, we've got the Securimimons. I run one of Lucimon, just because it's nice to kind of recover from time to time, and obviously get this off of Digimon. Not much else to say about this. It's just a solid card overall. So we have Bushy Agumon, and not just one copy. We literally are running 4. This is a really good, just in general, card for the deck, especially when combined with the Securimimons. You set up basically to do, 1 damage first turn or early on in the game. And then with that being said, you end up drawing a card, and this deck actually wants to draw, which is a little bit counterintuitive to the typical Security Control deck. One of the key concepts of this deck is actually to abuse that and get tons of advantage early on so that I can defeat my opponent before it gets to the late game, even if it means that I'm going to get close to decking out. Alright, so next up we have some of our Security Digimon, or our level 4 Digimon. Probably one of the best ones in here is Digimon. Obviously hitting it in Security and then drawing 2 cards is really nice. Did run into some problems with Ikakumon from the EX collection there, where they could just swing into it. But at the same point, just being able to draw 2 and get a body on board is really good. Also, with that being said, we also have the Geogreymon, which again pairs nicely with it as well. This helps kind of to get rid of some of the weaker bodies on board, but if it comes out of Security, it can deal damage to one of them and then kill another one there. So if they have a lot of rookies, this is a really good kind of like counterplay to that. So really good card. If we could run more, I'd consider it. Alright, so you got your typical cards that I'm going to show here. So I've got 4 of the Magnanimons, all the nice little alternate arts here. Basically pretty standard. You play it, you get a security back, and then the inheritable actually, it has actually saved me a few different times where I'm swinging for 12 or 13,000 on one of my Digimon. This also sets up potential other plays here. I'll leave this right here just for right now. My level 6s, I run 2 copies of Magnanimon, just to basically be able to recover in situations where things aren't the best, but also to play either the Lucimon or the Agumon, or the Bushy Agumon, whenever it comes down to it. I also have a couple of Securimimons. This was designed more so for the Chessmon and then Gabu bonds and any bonds matchups, but honestly wasn't relevant for me. Literally, say we played 9 rounds. 5 of those rounds were Security Control, 4 of those rounds were Gabu Bond, and I rarely got this in Gabu Bond, which is kind of ironic, honestly. And then the last little spice of tech for the big Digimon, we've got 2 Mastamon. Mastamon just kind of makes this, allow you to be a little bit more aggressive. You're playing this, you're getting rid of their security, and then you're bringing back like a Bushy Agu, and then there's all that. So, it's basically nice to be able to digivolve on top of Magnanimon there. So there's that. And then, pretty standard with any security control deck, you have your Omnimon Zwart Defeats, which can go on top of the Mastamons. Solid card overall. It's just amazing being able to play it from the security stack, and then also being able to kill Tamers potentially. Once this hits the board, especially if it hits early, it's just, you know how it is. We're actually going to leave this out just for 1 second, just to showcase another card here when I'm getting into the Tamers. So we actually run the Ty and Matt Tamer. Yeah, don't hate because I don't have the other shiny one. But this was actually another win condition, honestly. So more or less what you do is you end up playing the Omnimon Zwart Defeats, and you have these, and you can swing in and go over multiple security. If I'm playing against another security control deck, typically their cards aren't going to kill this unless it is straight up removal, like you know, the Iron Fisted Onslaught or something like that, or you know, something big that can kill this, like Wyvern's Breath. But typically this also helps against the mirror, because then you just gain tons of security. So there's that. Alright, so I know you've seen all this stuff before. Let me actually get into the fun, splashy, techie stuff here. And I'm actually, yeah, we'll just do it now. So yeah, I run 4 copies of Mimi Tachikawa. So this is literally like one of the main engines of this deck. You want to be able to basically get back memory, and this actually helps quite a bit against other decks. Like if I'm playing Gabubons, if you happen to get multiples of this out, it allows you to be able to more or less you know, get back some of that you know, memory that they're trying to take away, or if they try to trigger like a Hammer Spark or something like that, you can literally just steal the turn from them. So this is really nice. Typically in a Gabu matchup, you're getting maybe like up to 2. In security control, I have, or you know, more control matchups, I have gotten all 4 out, and it's a lot of fun. This basically makes certain cards free to play or reduce them significantly. So this is just amazing. We're going to leave this up here just for the reference. So again, more traditional stuff in security control. Reinforcing memory boost. Again, you know, you can reduce the cost, and you can do more kind of like memory choking in this deck. So this is actually really neat, you know, because you don't normally get to do that. You know, usually just play like, oh, I'm going to play my big cards, like, you know, my move things out of the way here. Like my big cards, like my Wyvern's Breaths or something like that. Oh, that's going to cost 8, and it's going to push them to too much memory. It's like, oh, is it? Yeah, so it just basically, an 8 cost card can become a 6, 7, 5, or even a 4 cost, which is really nice. Alright, more spicy tech. One of the things I like to do in this deck, like I said, is to draw. So we draw a lot. And I'm not referring to in terms of win rates or anything like that. Like I said, throughout the entire games, I had, let's see here, I had 6 wins, I had 1 loss, and 2 draws. And one of those draws was against a Gabubon deck. The other one was a security control. But yeah, this deck did not go into time hardly ever, which is really surprising. But another reason to run Blade of the True is also to run the 4 copies of Eden's Javelin. So basically in this deck, you're going to be drawing a lot, and some of this is going to be for free. So literally, I had played a Blade of the True and gained 2 memory, which is really ridiculous, and I've drawn, I think the most I drew with this was 4 in 1 turn. So again, that is the deck, and then I'll actually show you just a full picture of the deck here momentarily. But yeah, so okay, well, this is the deck, and you know, like I said, honestly, like, it was a lot of fun to play, and honestly, it did really well, you know, because like I said, a lot of times what you're doing is you're just trying to you know, start the game off by drawing a lot of cards and doing it intentionally, and then playing things to kind of follow up and be a little aggressive. There's, like one time where I'm here sacrificing the reinforcing memory boost in order to play multiple Bushy Agumons, or as I called him throughout the tournament, Bushy Agi. But anyways, yeah. Deck was a ton of fun. I do think I'm going to make some slight changes. I found that the Ty and Matt were a little... it didn't get to be seen as much as I would have liked, or it didn't really do as much as I would have had it like, to do. Like, I'd probably cut this down to 2. I would probably also cut out the Securimons, just because it did nothing for me. I would also possibly consider taking out, I don't know, maybe the Lucimon. Only reason is the Magnadramon really wasn't done as much as I didn't play it as much as I probably normally would have. But with that being said, it's also a lot of memory to give people. Like, one of the biggest differences from this deck in comparison to other security control decks is, one, again, it likes to draw cards, and it wants to draw cards. And the other thing is, it's not actually hard casting anything for more than, what, well, I guess 8. But like, usually it's the hardest you're going is 7. Maybe you can spare more against another security control deck, and you can actually hard cast, like the bigger dudes. But honestly, there was a lot of my games, especially against security control decks, where I'm putting them at 1 or 2 memory every time, and it was, like I said, a ton of fun. Now, in terms of future talk about this deck, I mean, obviously it's going to have to change, with reinforcing memory boost being restricted to 1. But I'm thinking somewhere in the range of possibly adding in the tactical retreats, because that would have saved me so much in comparison to the Sakuya and the extra tie. That probably would have given me that extra point to make to the day 2 cut, which was a little sad for me. I ended up getting 20 points, which is 1 shy of making it. So sad day, but regardless, it was a great opportunity to be able to play in this event. I'm looking forward to doing more content, especially since now I actually have like a high quality camera that I can move around and position, and maybe even stream some stuff in the future. But anyways, yeah, hope you enjoy the deck. I definitely think, like I said, I'm gonna make some other changes, maybe even throw in an alt elites. I think I used that in my previous version of the deck where I was going more of a blue focus. And it's really good as a comeback mechanic, especially against all these people running Lilith loops now, or even better yet, like you have the people with the Gabu Bonds decks where they have all the tamers out. Just like, hey, I'm just gonna go ahead and throw this out, and all your tamers are gone, and you have to basically start from scratch. Anyways, so I hope you enjoyed the deck, and as always, remember to keep calm and game on. See you guys later.